Not understanding the tax implications of selling a property before you die could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me explain the right way to do things when you want to give properties to your children or other people when you pass away. I'm going to use the example of my grandmother who recently passed away and left a property. We're just going to say it's worth about $2.1 million. These numbers are close, but not exact. And let's say she bought it for $100,000 a long time ago. Let's tell you the worst thing she could have done. And some people do this without realizing it. And that is she could have sold the property right before she died so she could pass this money on to her heirs. But that would be a horrible idea. If she sells the property, then she is taxed on all the capital gains throughout her life. If she bought it for $100,000 and sold it for $2.1 million, then she owes capital gains on $2 million. And not to get too complicated, because I'm not a tax attorney, but I did play one on TV, she's going to get taxed on $2 million. I think it'd be at about 20%. You're not supposed to do it that way because of something called stepped up basis, which is totally awesome. Not that many things are awesome when it comes to taxes. So the right way to do it is when she passes away, having not sold it yet, and having been clear on who inherits the money, the property will be passed on to whoever she designates with a stepped up basis. And what that means is, let's say 4 children inherit it, in the case of my grandmother, they're all collectively inheriting a house that has a market value of $2.1 million. And if they turned around and sold it immediately, they would be taxed on anything over 2.1. In other words, they're not being treated the way she would have been treated had she sold it, because they would have used $100,000 as the basis of calculating her gains. But in their case, they're using $2.1 million to calculate the gains of the heirs. So it's called stepped up basis. It's as if they purchased the property for its market value and they inherited it. That's how they're treated tax-wise. It's an awesome thing, stepped up basis. Important to understand that distinction when it comes to properties and leaving them to your heirs.